Hey, friend. I was thinking about the last conversation we had together about the beginning challenges, like things I would tell myself if I was starting over again. And so I was thinking about what my food routine or meal plan was like during that time. And I thought I would share because it has changed over the years. But something in me has been like, maybe I should think about going back to how I used to eat, where it was very simple and very clean, and it wasn't about recipes. It really wasn't. So I just wanted to share in case anybody else was starting new or maybe you're interested. But my beginning meals were very, like I said, simple. In the morning, I would basically start off my day with 16 ounces of lemon water. Then I would do 16 ounces of celery juice. After that, I would eat either half of a small mini watermelon. I'd eat either half of that, or my other breakfast would be half of a papaya. I wish I could have papaya again. The papayas just have been so terrible over the years. I have not been able to find good papayas like I used to. I don't know why. The crops have changed or something. I'm not really sure, but it used to be really good and really sweet. So I would alternate between half of a mini watermelon or half of a papaya. After that, I would either eat some adrenal snack. So I would have apples, like slices with maybe some dates and celery. Or sometimes I would eat a banana and have a green juice. That would be my morning snack. Then I would have a smoothie bowl for lunch, which was basically my heavy metal detox, well, deconstructed heavy metal detox smoothie. I would do only parts of the 5 foods required for the heavy metal detox. So I would have the wild blueberries and the barley grass juice powder in my smoothie bowl mix with bananas and raspberries, a lot of raspberries. And then whatever fruit was available, whether it's kiwis or peaches or just bananas and strawberries, I would put that on top. So I would have a smoothie bowl with fruit for lunch. And then I would do the apples, celery, and dates as an afternoon snack. For dinner, I would basically just grab some sort of leafy greens, usually leaf lettuce, or just mixed greens. And with it, I would have just some cucumbers or tomatoes. And I really wouldn't have any dressing. And then I would have some, oh, I would make on the side the rest of my heavy metal detox like parts, which was the dulse flakes, and I would mince up cilantro and I would have it with a little bit of rice because I didn't really like the flavor. And if you watched in my previous video, I told you that I had mixed it with just a little bit of tahini, garlic powder, onion powder, some raw honey, and a little bit of salt and lemon juice, I think. And that would be like my little mixture that I would quickly eat dulse and cilantro with rice. But it would be very little bit of rice. It would only be about like 2 tablespoons of rice. I did it with minimal amount of rice, and I wouldn't put anything on my salad. I would just eat the leafy greens just like that, maybe a little bit of lemon juice on top, but I would just have the leafy greens, cucumbers, tomatoes, and then that little bit of rice. And that would be basically what I would eat all day. Oh, and I would take spirulina tablets if you were wondering. So I didn't add it to any food, but that's how I would get in my heavy metal detox foods and how I would eat my adrenal snacks, because back then my adrenal glands were so like sensitive that I had to eat I know he says every hour to 2 hours, but mine sometimes had to be like almost every hour. I had to nibble on something. They were never big foods. And that's the thing. I really didn't feel like I ate that much food. I almost felt like I was always full. I was never hungry and I never got hungry. And I noticed that if I reached that feeling of feeling hungry, it was like I surpassed the adrenal time and I wasn't supplying my body. That was like I was too far gone. So sometimes symptoms would surface. So basically, I would try to eat before I actually got hungry. And when you eat like that, it's like you're never hungry because I'm always supplying myself with food. So I tended to eat smaller amounts of food too. If See, I was trained because of my job to eat very large amounts of food because you're not going to have food for a long period of time, which was terrible for my body, terrible for my adrenal glands. All the signals are all off. And when I started to follow the medical medium way of eating every hour and a half to 2 hours, basically supplying your body with mineral salts, potassium, and glucose, oddly, I was never hungry. Never did I feel hungry. And so I was just eating because the time was like, okay, I need to eat something. And I would just eat a little bit and then I was fine. And then in a couple of hours, I would eat a little bit more. And that's how I did it. So I was thinking about the way I was eating in the beginning part. And there's something about it that was just so healing because there wasn't really any salt that I added to my food, just very little salt. And there wasn't really much fat. And now that I think about it, it was a lot simpler too because I didn't have any recipes or I wasn't thinking like I need to make something. So maybe I've been thinking about it and I don't know if I'm going to do it, but I'm feeling a little drawn to go back to the simplicity of how I used to eat. Because I can tell you right now, I am terrible with the adrenal snacks. I try to be on top of it, and I may get like the afternoon one in, but the morning one, not that great. I am not that good at getting it all in, but maybe I need to take care of myself a little bit better, and that would help. Because I don't know about you, but like I lost a whole bunch of weight in the beginning part when I first started. And I'm sure it's because I was eating different. So my body just like let go of all kinds of things. And now I think because my body is letting go of all this, the liver is letting go of all these toxins. It's just my lymphatic system isn't letting it go fast enough. And so I keep gaining weight. And it's the water weight, is what medical meeting was talking about, that you see. And the water is there to help thin out the sludge and to help your body to get rid of it. So maybe if I went really, really clean like that. No, but you know what? I did do the advanced 369 liver rescue cleanse. I did that 3 times in a row once. And I didn't lose like that much weight. It didn't just come off like how when I was first starting to lose weight. So I don't know. Something for me to think about. I'd love to hear your thoughts, how your beginning journeys were. Or if you're starting, maybe this will help you get started, simplify the plan for you, make it a lot easier to eat. And if you are just starting in your medical medium journey, what I did was I made notes of all the foods that I should be eating to help my symptoms. So I had a lot of raspberries because those are good for the nervous system, and that's what I needed the most help in. So if you are just starting, luckily there's the Life Changing Foods book that's available. Back then I didn't have anything, so I was just taking notes from whatever foods he mentioned in his radio shows. But go and look in the Life Changing Foods book and look in the index for your symptom, and it will have a list of all the foods that you can eat. And I would just work off of that list. That would be my suggestion to just make it easier to start, to have a base to start off on. But that's probably what I would do. So I hope this helps somebody if you're starting or if you're advanced in this and have been doing medical meeting for a while. Maybe this sparks some excitement to try something new. I think it's sparked an excitement in me. Maybe we can do it together. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But again, I hope this video helped you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.